Derek, what's up, my man? How we doing? Good morning. Making a blend. Yeah, haven't gotten a blend in, so we're gonna work on that now. So that's what I like to do. We're gonna get that. Hold on. Plug in the blender. How you doing? How's everything going? I'm all right, not bad, hanging in. Long week, but I've been slacking on the blends. I wasn't gonna do it, but I gotta get one in. So let me show you. You want a anti-COVID, anti-flu, and everything else? Well, this is what you're gonna do. A little water. Now I got 3 tablespoons of just regular lemon juice. That comes concentrated. That's just pure lemon juice, not in a glass jar. It's like $7. I add lysine to it, apple cider vinegar to it. Also add malic acid because the malic acid is going to prevent kidney stones, gallstones, etc., or help. So I always add the malic acid. So just give me a second. I got to turn on the water. Fill up some water, and hold on 1 minute. What I like to try to do is, whoops. So these are organic blueberries, and anybody on Food Train might do food ASMR, and if you haven't, please sub. We're doing a nice blend today. Trying to get that, yeah, see here, look at that, huh? Yeah, I had a good workout today. So, hey, how you doing, Chuck? Shout out to Derek, shout out to Chuck. All right, so these are organic blueberries, and I like this brand. I don't go with the Driscolls because, in my opinion, most farms that do non-organic and organic, you're going to get runoff. I don't know much about this farm, but hopefully they don't do it like that. So what I do is I usually use about half this. I do about a serving. So what I do is I just take, this is basically, we just take our blueberries in there, and I don't go too shy, I like to try. I got a lot of stems on these. We're gonna blend the stems. What do we got here? Rotten one. Alright, hold on. Let me get a better look at these. And sometimes the blueberries, they get moldy quicker than others. So, yeah, well, you're gonna see what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna add in Add in the blueberries. Best that I can here. I got a lot of stems on them. That sucks. Takes me more time to get them in. I gotta check them though, because sometimes they mold quick. You know, it sucks. But I like to add the blueberries because it masks the taste. Because the blend I'm gonna show you is gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty potent. Life on the road. How you doing? Welcome, Food Train Mike. Please subscribe if you will. I do food ASMR. I'm gonna teach you the healthiest blend right now. Prevent COVID vaccinations. No need for them. No need for flu shots. No need for any of that. You work on this, you'll be good. So I take this many blueberries. Now to cleanse them, take a little apple cider vinegar, and now I'm going to throw about a tablespoon up in there. Now hold on, I'm going to get some water, and I'm going to soak them. Alright, so they're soaking in a cup. Now I use hydro water. So this is called hydro water. You can get it on Amazon. Puts hydrogen atoms in the water, and this is what I usually do. So now, this is where it gets serious. We're gonna take a clove of garlic today. I've been shying on the garlic, but I gotta get it in today. Been starting to feel like crap actually. So we gotta try to, well, not really feeling like crap. Well, yeah, a little bit. Allergies, a lot of stuff happening. So, yeah, we're gonna put that there. Whatever, we're gonna put that there. Now, all right. So now I'm gonna cut the garlic. And after you cut the garlic, if you can, you want to let it sit out about 10-15 minutes for that allantoin to proliferate. But you don't, do what you have time for. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't think you need to go 15. It's a little much. And sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes it's a pain to get the skin off the garlic. Alright. So now, what I do here is welcome, Linton. No to what? So we got the garlic here. So now we're gonna take that. I'm not gonna use too much. Just cut a little bit of that garlic up here. There you go. Just cut a little bit of that. And if anybody's out there, please subscribe. I mean, Food Train Mike, do the food ASMR, but just trying to show you guys the preventative for non-COVID and non-flu shots. You don't need that stuff. You do stuff like this. And if you really want to go crazy and eliminate a lot of other meat like this all the time, you don't need anything. Just look on YouTube. It's all over. Recipes, all kinds of good stuff. So I just chop up the garlic, and then I let that sit out while I prepare everything else. And I like to cut it up, enough to get those oils out. I mean, there's controversy on garlic. Some say it ruins the whole, cell membrane. Some say it this, some say it's highly acidic. Some say it's a hybrid, it's not real, like Dr. Sebi. So, I mean, we got to really just, but, I think it has its place. I definitely, but I did take a few days off from the garlic. All right, so the garlic's cut. What do you mean by no, Lindsay? Come on now, don't say one word and know what? This is where these drinks get you to look like. Yeah, you see this 47-year-old male right here. That's right. 47-year-old male. And my skin is so glowed because I drink 2 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil a day. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. We got the garlic cut. Now we got a whole lemon. Now the way I disinfect my lemon is I take my apple cider vinegar. Thank you. Yeah, no, they're not too big. I'm about 120 pounds, and I go down to 114, 116 if I fast during the week. So I got to gain some weight, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, for being small, you know, like I said, I got some sizableness because, you know, this arm right here looks bigger than somebody that's 120 pounds or 116 pounds. Obviously, it looks better on camera. Anyways, now we got the whole lemon. And please, everybody, sub up. Come on, I'm giving you pearls. I see 20 people on. Give me some comments. So now I cut the end off. This whole thing's going in the blender. Seeds. All this. And this is good for prostate, for men's health. It's good for kidneys, good for prevention of kidney stones, good for prevention of gallstones, good for everything. It's astringent. It pulls all the toxins out of your body. It's an astringent fruit. And if you want to learn more, just look that up on YouTube. So I take that in the blender. Cut that up there. And that. Maybe make it a little easier there. Put that in there. That in there. We got that in there. And then we're going to go that in there. Alright? So now we got the lemon. Now we're going to take our lime. Because the lime, whatchamacallit there. The lime, oh, I really don't need to do that. The lime skin is too hard to blend. So what I do is I just take this, and then I just pretty much cut it up, cut that skin off. And lemon and lime combination is great. Very healthy. Helps get rid of some arterial plaque, I believe. I know grapefruit does. Not like much of the rind on that. So that goes in the blender like that. And I do a whole lime. So I got a whole lemon and a whole lime. Yeah, sure. Life on the road. You could ask. Alright. So now, I'm going to take this. Okay. Yeah, anybody, please ask anything you want. That's going in whole. Alright. Now, let me go get the blueberry. Matter of fact, I'll take you in the bathroom. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? I'm making my blend. With a blend that I'm making here, you don't need a COVID vaccine. You don't need a flu shot. You don't need any of that crap. This is where it's at right here. Well, I do it once. I try to do it daily, but sometimes with work and everything, I only have time to do it 4 or 5 days a week. I would like to do it every day, but sometimes it just gets tough because it takes time. So I really should be doing it twice a day. I really should be on an all fruit diet doing stuff like this, you know, twice a day. And then eating like, you know, fruits and stuff. That's pretty much the best diet in my opinion. You don't need meat. You don't need all that meat protein. You don't need all that animal product. You don't need that to build muscle. If you're a bodybuilder pumping steroids and stuff, yeah. But if you're the normal, so these are my blueberries. They were tablespoon apple cider vinegar. I let it sit. They're going in right now. All right, so we got, and I'm going to just throw the garlic in there to make it easier. So we've got a whole lime without the skin, a whole good-sized lemon with the skin, the seeds, everything. We got that much garlic going in there, organic garlic, of course. And then, of course, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of one-sourced real olive oil in there. Like I said, I drink 2 to 4 tablespoons olive oil daily usually. Sometimes I'll finish this in 2 weeks. So I might go through like 2 of these in a month in 5 weeks. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, we got the whole lemon in there. We got the garlic. We got the blueberries. We got it all. Now, a lot of times I'll add ginger and turmeric, but the turmeric irritates my stomach. And the ginger, I can only do about that much raw, and then I get a knot. So I'd rather just drink ginger tea, cut up a lot more, and just drink the tea. You know, if I could like hone down a piece of ginger that much, I'd do it, but it just gives me a knot, and it makes it hard. All right, it's going to get a little loud. I'm going to blend this up, and I'm going to show you what's up. All right, so I'm going to pour the rest of the hydro water in there. All right, this is all water. You never use juice. You never use milk. You never use coconut milk. You never use almond milk. You use water. Has to be water, because if you don't, this is not going to be a raw blend. It has to be done with water, and if you got to choke it down, you fucking choke it down. The point is to get the fucking thing down. You choke the shit out of it. If you gag, you fucking gag. You hold yourself from throwing the fuck up, and you fucking bang it. Sorry for all the F-bombs, but this is real shit right here. This is real shit. This is real health. And if I had the discipline and I could eat like this a few times a day with a whole fruit diet, minimal animal products, minimal dairy, minimal carbs, I'd look a lot better and be a lot healthier. So, I mean, I've got stuff to work on. But let me show you what's up. So now I'm going to blend it. It's just going to be a little loud. I'm going to start off slow. All right? So just give me a second. I'll be right there. I got to go grab some. Just let that blend. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend it a little louder. Yeah, sorry, I had to go grab something on the other side. I had to check. I had another cell phone charging, so I just wanted to make sure. So this is what it's looking like right now, guys. All right. So now we're gonna blend it a little louder. Alright, guys. Thank you all so much. Hey, what's up? How we doing? We're making a blend. So now this is what she looks like. Look at that. Nice, right? It's tough to get down because the garlic's in there and it really makes it tough. So now what I want to do is I'm gonna pour, and you watch the size of them. This is a big mason jar, so check it. Look at all that. Look at all that. Full mason jar. Full mason jar. You know how much that is liquid in there? And you'll pee like for a little bit after. I mean, it flushes you out. Good for the liver, good for the kidneys, good for the adrenals, good for the bladder, good for the white blood cells, good for everything. Good for the immune system. And then you can doctor it up. You can add lysine in there. You can add all kinds of shit in there. And you can make this the most healthiest drink known to man. And you can add other types of stuff. You could add soursop to this. You could add other more medicinal types of stuff and make it up. So now what I do is I take my olive oil, all right? And I like this one because it has a little spout, so it makes it easier. So I'm going to take my olive oil, here, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my olive oil, and we're going to do 2 tablespoons up in here. So we're going to go 1, and we're going to go 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now let's be brave. Let's go 3 tablespoons up in this. So we're going to go 3 tablespoons of olive oil in this drink because I don't have anything to mix a protein shake with, so I can't put 2 in there. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons of olive oil today. And now for the final, I'm going to add a little malic acid to it. All right. And by adding the malic acid, like I said, it's just look up the benefits of malic acid. That's all I gotta tell you. And I'm gonna add a gram. So this will be my 2nd gram of malic acid today. And now the worst part's gonna come, guys, because I gotta drink this, and I'm not in the mood for this today, but I forced myself to do it because I didn't do it for the past couple days, and just sometimes when it comes to stuff like this, you gotta do it. So I stir it around. Everything going in there. Stir it up. And, yeah, I mean, look at the color. You got a whole lemon. Whole lemon, skin, seeds, rind, the whole thing cut up in there. You got a whole lime with just the skin taken off. As you can see, you know, here's my lime with the skin taken off. And then here's the part of my lemon with just the 2 ends left because I blended the whole thing. You got a clove of garlic. And you got a serving of blueberries. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Can't go wrong with that. Not bad. And if you really want to add something a little bit more, one more thing for kidney and liver, I mean kidney and gallbladder would be green lemon or Granny Smith. You could add a half and eat the other half, or add a whole. And that will also help add also to the flavor of everything too. So yeah, it's pretty important, you know. Pretty important. All right, let's get this down. This is the toughest part right here, guys. I just gotta keep chugging. Oh God. And remember, this is on an empty stomach. This is on a full empty stomach. I woke up before my workout and I took 3 tablespoons of just that lemon juice I told you about in the glass. I took a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I threw about 7 grams of lysine in there. And I drank that as I worked out and stuff. Used the excess of that, added more water, and now I'm drinking this. And it's the hardest one because it's empty stomach. But once it goes through, you know, like once it goes through, it'll it makes you feel better. It's just the process of everything, you know. It takes a second. But I like adding the olive oil because you get 240 calories. You know, so it's kind of like a healthy shake. You know, it's like you can make a protein shake with a glass of milk and a protein. It could be, if you use whole milk, it'd be 270 calories. But if you do a blend like this, which is all water and all good fruit and all rind and all good fiber and seeds and the best stuff for you, and then you add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now you're up to 240 calories. Plus, you know, maybe another, I don't know, 20 calories, 30 calories from the fruit. A little bit more from the blueberries. So now you're in the same amount of caloric bracket as if you had your protein shake with milk, which is going to really not help your body in any way. Or you could omit the protein on an empty stomach, get a good caloric start to the day, and then go for the protein later. Instead of, my opinion, you know, a lot of guys, they work out, they go right to the protein. Well, me, I work out, I get ready, I shower, and then I go usually right to the blend, or I'll make the protein shake and drink it later. I'm not so big on getting right to, you know, having protein in me after I work out. I really could care less. I mean, I don't look that great anyways. I don't have really a chest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really too finicky on what I got to do on that, you know? So, all right, let's finish this up. And then I'll show you my essential oils I take. If you suffer from heartburn out there, you're going to want this oregano and peppermint oil I'm going to show you. What do you mean bridge planks? You mean just regular planks on the floor? Or when I'm on my back? Well, like this? Like this? Plank like that? And then when I go down like this, and then back up. Yeah, so you do push-ups? You do push-ups, Ryan? Yeah. So basically, a lot of times I don't go close on my push-up. It irritates my shoulder. So I usually stay right here, tuck my pelvis in, and instead of going this way, I try to keep my elbow, you know, instead of flaring out, I try to keep them where I kind of like a bench press, where I kind of just tuck it like that. All right? But what you're going to want to do, you could have problem with core. You do a lot of ab work or stuff. So what you're going to want to do to fix your wrist is you're going to want to go knuckles. So you're going to want to plank knuckle. And you're going to want to do a lot of knuckle push-ups. So you plank knuckle because it's going to strengthen that. So do your planks knuckle and then go down like this and hold it this way. Okay, and then come back up knuckle. All right, and really dig them knuckles in the ground so if you got to punch somebody in the face, you got hard knuckles. You know what I'm saying? Yes, welcome. And eventually you'll get to where you can do a push-up like this. Right on here. Eventually you get to a point, see how my wrists are? To do a push-up like this. See that? Right? And then I got to a point where I was able to go from, I'm not going to do it now because I'm tired, but I'd go from here to here, back up to here. But you can go like this, you can go like this, you can go like this, you can go like that. So that's going to strengthen. So if you just start holding for like 30 seconds plus, or whatever you can do, and just hold a plank like this, and then start doing push-ups on your knuckles, that may help. Hey, Storm. Not really, Storm. Well, I took a personal training course, and I didn't finish. So yeah, you're probably right. But if you have any questions, Ryan, just on my videos, like a recent one, just send me like the question, and I can make a video for you, and then I can show you different things to help. But you really want to get that on them knuckle push-ups. And if you can do them on concrete, you do them on concrete. It's hard when you do them like this. So I got 2 weights right here. 2 5-pound iron. Now watch this. I got my knuckles right here. This hurts. 1, 2. There. See, right on the knuckles. Right on those knuckles. So you got to condition them knuckles. Condition them knuckles. Because when you got to really, you know what I'm saying, hit somebody here, and you got them hard knuckles in the gut, you know, it might make it help, you know. I'm not a fighter. I've never really even been in a fight. I've taken some jiu-jitsu, some martial arts, and I held my own in jiu-jitsu against bigger kids that were like fresh like me. But I got to get back into it. I shortchanged myself because I don't have much confidence. Wow, you think I'd be a good cop? Yeah, I'm in the USA too, Ryan. I just don't have the personality for a cop. And it sucks because I got a hole in my chest, so my ribs stick out more than my abs. So, like, you know, like my stomach, like this is my rib because I got a hole in my chest. It's called pectus. So it interferes with, like, my chest. So it kind of sucks. Yeah, not too much. Okay. But yeah, thank you all on that. Now, if you suffer, a lot of times when you're drinking garlic raw and some other stuff, you get a little taste in your throat, but this is the remedy. And there's also great health benefits to this remedy. You go doTERRA essential oil. We got oregano, peppermint. Scud, what's up, my man? Hello. We just had a blend. So now I'm showing what I take to prevent the heartburn from the garlic. So I'm going to do, I think today I'm going to do 2 oregano today. Excuse me. And I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do 4. Heck, I'm going to do 5 peppermint oil. And now we take that in a gelatin capsule. And we're done. It's over. And once it's over is when you really start feeling good. Like I said, you blend those whole lemons, you cut the lime, you blend the whole lime, you add the garlic, you add the apple cider vinegar, you add the malic acid. That's really going to help, I think, also rid, some arterial plaque as well. I hear grapefruit does it, and I tried blending it, but I can't blend the grapefruit. It's too pungent, I just can't do it. Definitely can't do it. Okay, hold on. Let me put this back. I gotta wash my hands, and then I'm gonna have to let you guys go. I got a couple things going on. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Yes, I've been leaving it up. I'm lazy. It's already almost June. I probably gotta just leave it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna take it down at this point. I guess I get lazy between everything I gotta do. Yeah, but I am lazy. What can I say? I mean, All right. But definitely. Excuse me. Hey, no worries, Ryan. Thank you for asking. Definitely never mind giving advice. I always give it. So if you ever have any questions, you just hit me up with a question on my video and I'll make a video for you. I'll make a video for you showing you some stuff. You know, it'll be dedicated to you. It'll be a longer video, 10 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I could probably show you some stuff, you know, really help you out a little bit. Hey, how are you? Are you a sub of mine? Could you give me a sub? Okay, I'd appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah, and if you can, bum boy, please sub up. I do food ASMR. I was just doing a little blend. If you want to, learn anti-COVID, anti-flu type thing, check out the blend that I just did. Very helpful, very good for immunity. It's yeah, it is what it is. So definitely appreciate, if you can. But all right, everybody, I definitely got to get off the live. I got a few things I gotta do. I gotta clean that blender. I gotta make a little coffee. Yeah, well, you don't have to, Ryan. I mean, I'm always up for a donation. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, hey, I'm always up for a donation. So if you want to send me, why don't you do this? Why don't you think? How old are you? Because why don't you do this? Why don't you send me a message of okay. So why don't you send me a message of how tall are you and how much do you weigh? And then now, after that, send me a message of what you have for equipment. If you work out at home, if you go to a gym, if you have a pull-up station, if you have a bench, if you have free weights, if you have interchangeable free weights. I got to know what you got. And then just shoot me a question. I know a lot about diet. I know a lot about taking a total calorie and dividing it up by how many times you want to eat a day and stick to that. Usually 250 to 500 plus to gain weight. I always say 250. And the same thing minus to lose, body fat, gain muscle, lose body fat. So if you want, sometime today, send me that so I can start thinking about it, and I'll try to make the video tomorrow for you. I got nothing going on tomorrow. So I could easily make that video for you. I'm going to be working out tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to be in my workout at home. So I can easily do that for you, Yeah, add it to the latest video I just did yesterday. I haven't done anything that's going to be coming out yet. Actually, I didn't do one yesterday, so I think I did one Friday. So add it to the one that I did Friday. But either way, I'll see it anyway, so it doesn't really, Yeah, just add it to the latest video. Definitely won't be a problem. Yeah, no worries. Thank you, my man. Always down to help. A lot of times I've gone through life where, a lot of bigger guys and a lot of people out there, they never wanted to help me. I mean, I'm not saying that's a given that people should do that, but it takes a certain type of person to want to help somebody. And sometimes, when you got hey, how you doing, Bon Thomas? And sometimes you got a situation where you're a small guy like me. Well, I'd appreciate it if a bigger guy was saying what I'm saying to you, but it doesn't happen too often because people don't care, and people don't want to be bothered, and people are too self-consumed with their own self-consumed ways, and they don't want to give a damn, and they don't want to give a fuck, and they don't want to help nobody out for free. Let me tell you that. Nobody offers to help anybody out for free. I mean, you get people that give advice on YouTube, but I don't see people making videos for people for nothing. I've never seen that before. I've never had somebody say, "Oh, I'll make you a video," unless they were guys like me that really were just starting to grow a channel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think I remember you. Yeah, you're in Australia. Yeah, convert all your weights to pounds. Don't do metric. So 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 100 pounds. Yeah, do it by pounds. Thank you. Well, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, you're right. I am. And if I was bigger and if I had money, I'd help more people out. But it's too bad that I'm not, a successful man. You know what I mean? Because if I was, I'd do a lot of good for people because that's what I like to do. Yeah, I've been bullied all, my whole childhood and a lot of through my adult years or like, teenage, like into my mid 20s. And, it's just been rare that somebody stepped aside and said, "Hey, I'll help you out, man. I'll take you under my wing," because you don't get that. You got to know somebody to get that. But I feel there's a lot of people out there that don't know somebody, but if somebody's willing, as if you knew them, to give you the same or try to give you the same or even better knowledge and help, then that's part of the name of the game. That's why we're a fucked up country and we're a fucked up humanity because nobody gives a shit about anybody. Everybody's too preconsumed in their own ways. They don't care. They don't care. They don't put a smile on, and if they're having a bad day, stuff it in and just not make the next person miserable. No, they got to make sure they make you miserable and run you around like you're some type of machine, and not give you any self decency or any self respect. I work for a food pantry. Yeah, would it definitely. Thank you, Ryan. I work for a food. Hey, BW, how you doing? Shout out to BW. If you're new to the channel, please sub. I do food ASMR. But you're right, Ryan. Uh, yeah, you just people don't care. And I've always wanted to help. So just send me that and I'll start working on that for you. And, do what you can do. You don't even have to pay me. I'm not asking for it. It'll help me, obviously, but I'm not asking for much. You want to throw me $2? You want to throw me 5? That's fine. I'm not asking for money, but it'll help me. It helps my channel. I definitely appreciate it. But I don't come on here asking for money. I'll throw videos up a thank you and throw a donation or a little hint in there. But if people want to do it, they do it. You see, I don't lack content. People that have given me donations that haven't because, life changes, I still respond to them and give them hearts, talk to them, give them love. I don't hold it against them because, I can't afford to give a super thing. So I don't expect anybody to do it for me. It's a great thing and it's happened a lot and it makes me want it to happen more. But I'll always put out content because it's for my mental stability. It's my therapy, and I'm always going to be down to help somebody regardless of if I'm paid or if I'm not. I'm going to always make a video for a person, and I'm always going to try to help the best that I can, whether I get anything or whether I don't get anything. It's just the way I am. Now, I work for a food pantry, and I help a lot of people out. And I do a lot of things for a lot of people. So this is another reason why I'm so understanding. And I haven't had the easiest life either. I've been without a car for years. When I had my daughter years ago, and I jogged everywhere. I jogged to the bank. Like, I know what it's like to have nothing. So it makes me a gem where I'm at, because I treat these people with dignity, self-respect, and I go out of my way to help them and give them extra if they need to, especially if they got a family of kids. I do anything for these people. I sometimes come out with 2 boxes of food for people, and I just say, meet me at the dock. There was one Thanksgiving where a lady I thought was going to miss a turkey, and she had a family, and I'm like, look, meet me by the dumpster. And I got a banana box, and I threw her in a nice turkey, and I gave her a bag, and I said to her, look, come next week. If you get the turkey or the chicken, don't say anything. But in case you didn't, and I know you have your nieces and nephews or whoever there, please. And I gave her a big bird. It's just the way I am, you know. I have a soft spot for humanity sometimes. Sometimes I get angry, and sometimes I say stupid things and I do stupid things, but I'm not a bad guy. Not a bad person. I just been through a lot in my life that I haven't been able to get over yet, that hurts me every day, that makes me sad every day, that makes me anxious every day, that makes me hurt every day. And sometimes, I do stupid things, and sometimes I say stupid things. But you know what? I got a lot of shit and a lot of turmoil, a lot of hurt inside. So I try to do my best, and I try to foreshadow that out to help people. And I think that's my main reason to try to do that, because of the fact that I've been hurt and I've been put through the ringer so many times and deceived so many times, that I feel that it would be great not to deceive and to help. It helps me, you know. So I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, BW. But I gotta let you guys. I gotta go in a few minutes. Anybody else on? 17p. This is great. If you want to give me, any subs out there, Food Tray Mike doing a little food ASMR. Well, I mean, I do food ASMR. Nice, my man. Good boy. Thank you, bum boy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Definitely, thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'll definitely be back. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. Definitely appreciate. I'll be back, guys.